Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video we're going to talk about a very quick video about timing and spacing, and I'm going to explain it in the simplest form. So for example, we've got a ball here and we have a translate X, right? If we play this, look, they're both playing at the same time. Okay, and that's the timing. So we've got 80 frames here and they're both over 80 frames. They're basically going exactly the same. Now, what do we do? What happens if we come in here? So if we look in here, so this is the timing in between. So I'll just get a pen. So in between this and this is the spacing, right? Sorry, I can't spell it quickly on the mouse. But the thing here is, you've got the ability to change this. You can keep the timing the same, but you can change the interpolation, for example. So if we go here and we go to linear, now if we play, you can see straight away how there's no ease in at the start or at the top, and it's just going straight. You know, it starts off ahead because it bounces off, but then the other ball catches up. And the other thing you can do is at the top here, you can go to flat. So you have created an ease in. Now if you look now, it hits the ends. We'll make this one linear. So we can just turn it like that, make it more linear, yeah? So they bounce off the sides. So this is just another way where you can see easing in and then straight down, yeah? So these are just examples. Now another example, what you can do is, if I just flatten this, stop this. I'll just flatten these, yeah? The other thing you can do is, if you go, like you have these handles, yeah? Now they're very limited at the moment. So if you move these, you're affecting the spacing. So if you look at this, it's very random, but you can see like what's happening, right? It's just, the timing is completely like changed. It's gone quick, then a little hang there, then quick back, yeah? The other thing you can do is you can have more control with these by breaking the tangent. So if you break here by pressing this, you can have individual control. But the other thing is, like, you can't really push it out or in. So what you do there is, if we break these, you just select all the keys you want to select, go to curves, weighted tangents, yeah? Now you can pull it. So yeah, you can pull these now, see? Now you've got even more control. So what you can do here now is, you can select this, and you can just start playing around with the timing like this. Maybe you can push it forward a bit up there. So if you look now, there's a bounce coming off the side, yeah? Look. Bang. And then eases in. Bang. Eases in. Bang. Yeah? Very similar to like when you're doing a bouncing ball. So this is just something I wanted to show you, like the spacing in between. Like I could even, if you select this and press shift and then press the middle button, mouse button, it will only go in that direction. It won't go up and down, so there's more control there. Just a little thing if you wanted to know how I'm doing that. But basically, if you move this here, you're affecting all the spacings. So look, it's going quick and then slow, quick and then slow. And you can make it go quicker backwards as well by doing this, pushing it out. So you've got so much control. And you haven't moved any frames, you haven't moved any keyframes or anything on the timeline, and you're completely affecting the timing by the spacing, by what's happening in between. There's a little saying that my teacher used to say is, you know, put your poses in, but don't let the computer animate the in-betweens. So this is where you have control. This is where you can come in and really fine-tune. You know, sometimes you might want to do an overshoot. So what I mean by that is, if it stops here, say if we go to frame 100, we can add a key here, right? Now what you can do here, you can go like that and you can create an overshoot. So it'll go slightly, if you look here, it'll go slightly more from this point. Oh, sorry, it's here. So if you go there, and in the end, there's a bit of a cushion, right? So I'll just cycle that. Yeah, sorry. It was making that little weird thing because the tangents weren't matching. Sorry, there you go. Now if we do it now, see, it's smoother. So it goes to the start, but it just overshoots a bit more. So there's things like that you can do, but let's go back to the basic, how we had it. There you go. So basic is like this. So you could either do it like this, easing in, then linear, right? So if you look at this one now, easing in, 80. So I'll just put that to 80. There you go. So it's the same, it's just to show there, it's hitting bang. So you see, so you can create all these variations, not even by touch, not even by moving like keyframes around or anything. You can keep the keyframes where it is, and you can literally just move handles however you want. See, so if you move it down here, then it's gonna go easing in and then quick out, right? So it's going in and then quick, in, and it's going really quick. And you know, and then how does this relate to an animation? Well, you could have a pose that you hold like for 3 frames. It's like a move and hold, and then it's quick into another pose. Then it kind of holds that pose. Then it goes down to another pose. So if you think of it like that, you could think of the whole body as a shape that you're animating, that you're making holds here and there, that you're releasing from the hold here and there. So overall, the point of this is that you have quick and slow movements with contrasting poses, which helps your animation pop out. Because animation is all about contrast as well. You know, from a pose like this to something like this. You know, you want to see that change in poses. Sometimes we think of it in shapes. So your whole character could be a circle shape, which is going into a rectangle shape, and then maybe it looks like a triangle when it lands. You know, so there's all these different types of ways of thinking when you're animating. So that was just a quick video I wanted to show on timing and spacing. I hope you found that helpful. If you did, if you can drop a comment below, if there's anything else you'd like to know. Also like and share, that would be nice. And to support my channel, because it is brand new at the moment. But I'm putting videos out every week at the moment. I'll do some reviews as well on some books, anything related. Also, I was thinking, because the animation on my animation channel, it says animation and other stuff I do, I'm actually doing a fitness journey at the moment where I'm trying to get a bit more fitter. I'll probably be sharing that as well, because you know, animation is life as well, right? You got to live as animators to put that stuff into your work. So I will more and more be sharing more stuff, which is personal. And also there's some paintings I do, as you can see in the back there, the little miniatures I paint. I've got a YouTube channel for that. There'll be a link in the description or somewhere around here that you can go and visit too. I mean, you can go and subscribe to that if you like that kind of thing, or share that as well. So in the meantime, happy animating, and I'll see you in the next video.